You are the last bastion of humanity. Your command bridge is silent, deathly so. Outside the viewport is the black zone. It is a place where stars are afraid to shine, a deep, endless nothing that swallows light. And in that nothing floats the enemy, the architects. Their fleet hangs in the void like a set of perfect obsidian knives, silent, unmoving, waiting. Your ship, the Resilience, leads the final human fleet. There are 77 ships under your command. Every soul left is in your care. There is no retreat. The black zone was a trap, a perfectly executed maneuver you never saw coming. You were herded here like animals for slaughter. The bridge is cold. The recycled air tastes stale. Fear is a tangible thing, a coppery scent in the air. Every officer on your bridge stares at the main screen. They are looking at the enemy geometry. They see a fleet so flawless, it defies physics. Your crew looks to you for answers, for hope, for a plan. You have none to give. Not yet. You are cornered in the dark. The silence of the enemy fleet is your only answer. It is a silence that promises total annihilation. The void presses in on all sides. It is not just empty. It is a presence, an absence so profound it feels like a solid wall. You have been in countless battles. You have seen horrors that would break lesser minds. But this is different. This is not war. This is erasure. And you are next on the list. The lights on your bridge flicker again. A low groan echoes through the deck plates. The black zone is not just a tactical dead end. It is a weapon. It slowly drains all power from your ships. It is the slow death of 1,000 cuts. A death made of dying circuits and fading power cells. The hum of the life support system weakens. The mighty engines of the Resilience are falling silent. Your chief engineer's face appears on a secondary screen. Her eyes are wide with a managed panic. She tells you the power drain is exponential. It's far worse than your initial projections. Weapons are cold. Shields are at 4% and dropping. The fleet is becoming a collection of metal coffins. She does not need to say it. You can see it in her face. You have hours at most. The crew feels it too. The vibrant pulse of a warship is gone, replaced by a hospital quiet, the quiet of a patient on their deathbed. You see whispers exchanged between officers. You see the fear in their tightened grips on their consoles. They are trying to hide it, trying to be brave. But they are human, and they are terrified. They followed you into hell. Now they look to you to lead them out. You look past your reflection in the viewport. You see the cold, uncaring fleet of the architects. They do not need to fire a single shot. They can simply wait. They can watch as your lights go out one by one. They have all the time in the world. You do not. The clock is ticking down to 0. The slow death is all around you. Your mind drifts from the cold bridge. It goes to a place of fire and ash. You remember the world that burned. Kepler 18. It was not a military target. It was a world of artists and farmers, a vibrant colony full of life. You saw the final transmission. You saw what the architects did. It was not a bombing run. It was a sterilization. They did not use missiles. They used tools of impossible precision. They unmade the planet. The seas were boiled away into nothing. The continents were smoothed into glass. They erased every trace of human existence. It was a warning, a message sent to the rest of humanity. We are the architects. We build perfection. You are a flaw to be corrected. That memory is a fire in your gut. It forges a promise in your soul. You are the commander of this fleet. You are the shield of what remains. This is not just another battle. This is humanity's last stand. The souls of Kepler 18 cry out for vengeance. You will not let their sacrifice be in vain. You made a promise to the dead. This is the breaking point. Here, in the suffocating dark. You are outnumbered. You are outgunned. You are bleeding power with every passing second. But you are not broken. You are human. And humanity has a long history of spitting in the eye of oblivion. You clench your fist. You will not let your species be a footnote in some star-born history book. You will make them remember you. As if sensing your defiance, the enemy moves. But not toward you. One of their smaller, crescent-shaped ships glides toward a nearby moon. It is a dead rock, a pockmarked sphere of gray dust and craters. The architect's ship hangs above it. It makes no sound. It emits no light. And then it begins its work. It is an indifferent demonstration of power. There are no lasers, no explosions. A beam of focused darkness projects from the ship. It touches the moon's surface. The rock and dust simply vanish. They are not blasted away. They are deconstructed, ceasing to exist atom by atom. The architect's ship carves into the moon. It peels back layers of crust and mantle. It is like watching a surgeon dissect a patient that cannot feel, cannot scream. The process is clean, efficient, horrifyingly beautiful. The moon is taken apart piece by piece. There is no passion in the act, no anger, just the cold, mechanical application of overwhelming force. They could do this to your ships. They could do this to Earth. Your crew watches in stunned silence. The message is painfully clear. You are not a threat. You are not even an opponent. You are an inconvenience, a curiosity to be observed before it is discarded. An XO once joked that the architects would be terrible on a first date. You see no humor in it now. They are showing you how meaningless your struggles are. They are dismantling a world without even acknowledging your presence. A voice cuts through the horrified silence on the bridge. Commander, it is Dr. Aris, your chief of star science. He is a tall, thin man. His eyes hold a spark of wild genius. He looks more like a mad poet than a scientist. He walks toward your command chair. His tablet is held out in front of him. A ghost of a plan flickers in his eyes. He speaks in a low, urgent tone. He believes he has a way. Not to fight them with energy weapons, not to outrun them. He wants to fight them with an idea. He explains the architects are beings of pure logic. Their fleet is a single, networked consciousness. A perfect mind distributed across thousands of ships. They think as one. They act as one. His plan is madness. It sounds like something from a children's story. He wants to weaponize raw data, not a computer virus. That would be like throwing a rock at a god. He wants to broadcast something else, something the architects have never encountered, something their logic cannot process. He calls his plan Project Chimera. He wants to turn your entire fleet into a broadcast weapon. He wants to shout into their perfect mind. His proposal is the definition of a long shot. It is a desperate gamble born from a brilliant and perhaps unhinged mind. He believes you can attack their greatest strength, their unity. You can introduce a ghost into their perfect machine. You can show them chaos. You look at Aris, you see the fervent belief in his eyes. It may be madness, but madness is all you have left. Before you can respond, another voice joins the conversation. Commander Eva Rostova, your executive officer. She is the rock to Aris's wild storm. She is practical, grounded. Her face is a mask of grim reality. Surrender is our only logical option, Commander. Her voice is firm. She is not afraid to challenge you. That is why she is your XO. She makes her case with cold, hard facts. There are over 100,000 souls in this fleet. Men, women, and children. They are the last flicker of humanity's candle. Surrendering saves them. It gives them a chance to live, even in captivity. Project Chimera is a fantasy, a poet's dream. It is an unknown variable in an equation that already spells doom. It risks everything on a theory. The bridge becomes a courtroom. Your officers are the jury. Some look at Aris with a sliver of hope. Others nod in agreement with Rostova's logic. They are torn between a beautiful, impossible dream and a bitter, pragmatic survival. The weight of their gazes falls on you. You are the judge. You must make the commander's heavy choice. You look from Rostova's stern face to Aris's burning eyes. Surrender means humanity becomes a pet, a caged species in a galactic zoo run by unfeeling gods. Aris's plan is a shot in the deepest dark. It is likely to fail. It is likely to get them all killed. But it is a chance to fight back on your own terms. A chance to prove that human spirit is not a flaw. It is a weapon. You make your decision. Extinction is a certainty one way. The gamble is the only way forward. Dr. Aris, you say, your voice echoing in the silent bridge. Make it happen. Rostova's shoulders sag for a fraction of a second. Then she straightens. She gives a sharp nod. Aye, Commander. Professional to the last, she will carry out your orders. Even if she believes they are a death sentence. The choice is made. Now you must face the consequences. The order goes out to the entire fleet. The crews begin the impossible task. They start rewriting the laws of war. Engineers in the dark bellies of 77 ships work frantically. They are rerouting power conduits. They are turning their starships into broadcast weapons. Every watt of remaining energy is diverted. Life support is brought to minimum. Emergency lighting casts long, dancing shadows. Sparks fly from hastily opened panels. The ships groan and shudder. They are being fundamentally changed. Their engines were built to cross the stars. Now they will power a voice. Their communication arrays were meant for whispers between ships. Now they will be used to scream at a god. It is a monumental task. A desperate act of engineering improvisation. It is a beautiful, organized chaos. Humanity at its finest. When faced with the end, you do not curl up and die. You get creative. You turn plows into swords. In this case, you turn starships into very, very loud radio stations. If you cannot shoot them, you will talk them to death. Or at least give them a splitting headache. On the bridge, Aris directs the effort. His fingers fly across his console. He is an artist composing his final, mad symphony. He coordinates with the engineering teams on every ship. He is pushing them, pushing the technology to its absolute limit and beyond. The fleet is transforming. It is becoming something new, something the architects will never expect. A weapon of pure, unfiltered humanity. The conversion is almost complete. Dr. Aris looks up from his console. His face is pale with exhaustion and excitement. Commander, we are ready for a test. He suggests a limited broadcast. From a single ship, the frigate Echo. He has prepared a small data packet, not the full symphony of chaos yet, just a small, confusing tune. A mathematical paradox wrapped in a logical loop. Something to gently poke the hornet's nest. You give the order. Proceed with the test. The Echo, a small ship on the fleet's flank, directs its new weapon. Its comms dish glows with a faint blue light. A narrow beam of data lances out across the void. It strikes one of the smaller Architect Scout ships. For a moment, nothing happens. The ship remains still, silent, perfect. Aris looks disappointed. Perhaps it was a fool's hope after all. Then the scout ship shudders. A violent, convulsive jerk. Its geometric perfection seems to glitch. Its running lights flicker from pure white to a furious red. This was not the expected reaction. Aris predicted confusion. A system crash. A temporary shutdown. This is not confusion. This is rage. The signal did not break the machine. It screamed at it. The architect ship turns. It ignores the moon it was observing. It ignores the rest of your fleet. Its full attention is now on the tiny frigate Echo. It accelerates with impossible speed. Its intent is clear. It is coming to swat the fly that dared to buzz in its ear. The test went horribly wrong. You did not confuse them. You just made them very, very angry. The enraged scout ship closes the distance to the Echo in seconds. Your weapons are offline. The frigate is defenseless. A cold dread fills your stomach. You sent them to their deaths. Before you can even process the guilt, reality breaks. The empty space between your fleet and the architects begins to warp. It twists like heated glass. The light from the distant, dying moon bends around a point of impossibility. A new vessel emerges from this distortion. It is not a ship. It is a monument to a higher dimension. Its form shifts and changes. It is a shape that hurts the human eye to see. It is colossal, larger than your entire fleet combined. This is the source of the perfection, the conductor of the symphony of annihilation. The Architect Prime has arrived. Its presence crushes the bridge. It is a physical weight, a pressure on your mind. The air grows thick. Every hope you had turns to dust. The crew is frozen. Their faces are masks of pure terror. Even Dr. Eris, the mad genius, stares with wide, unblinking eyes. His brilliant plan has summoned something beyond his wildest nightmares. He did not just poke the hornet's nest, he kicked it over and stomped on it. The Architect Prime pays no mind to the enraged scout. The smaller ship, in its furious charge, simply stops. It is frozen in place. Then it silently implodes. A small, silent puff of debris is all that remains. The Prime has restored order. It has corrected the flawed, angry piece of itself. And now, its full, undivided attention turns to you, to your flagship, the source of the irritating noise. This is the end of the line. There are no more tricks, no more clever plans. The Architect Prime fills your viewport, a silent, reality-bending god of a machine. You have one shot, one final, desperate act of defiance. All of the fleet's remaining power is channeled into the broadcast weapon. It is all or nothing, now or never. You turn and look at Commander Rostovi. The logic of surrender is gone. There is no surrender now, only erasure. Her expression has changed. The disapproval is gone, replaced by a shared, grim resolve. She looks at you, and in her eyes you see a single message. Make it count. You nod to her. Then you turn to your crew. Their terrified eyes are all locked on you. You stand tall on the command deck of the Resilience. You are the commander of the human race. You are its final voice. You raise your hand. The bridge is utterly silent. The only sound is the faint, struggling hum of the life support. All ships, you say. Your voice is steady, clear, final, full broadcast. Fire at will. You will not die in silence. You will show them what it means to be human. The fleet fires as one, but no lasers cut through the void. No missiles streak toward the enemy. Instead, a wave of pure information erupts from your ships, a focused beam of human chaos, a symphony of everything your species has ever been. It is not a weapon of energy. It is a weapon of feeling. It is a signal that carries the weight of 1,000,000 lifetimes. Centuries of human art and emotion flood the architect network. You broadcast everything. The soaring triumph of Beethoven's Fifth, the raw grief of a blues guitar, the innocent laughter of a child playing in a field, the complex beauty of a Shakespearean sonnet, the nihilistic humor of an ancient internet meme. You send them love and hate, war and peace, joy and despair. You send them everything that makes no sense. You package the agony of a mother losing a child. You send the soaring hope of a scientist's breakthrough. You send the quiet satisfaction of a farmer's harvest. It is a torrent of illogical, contradictory, beautiful noise. It is the sound of humanity's soul, screaming its existence into the void. The beam strikes the architect prime, a wave of raw feeling against a wall of perfect logic. The effect is instant. The architect prime shudders. Its impossible form flickers. It loses its cohesion for a moment. Across the enemy fleet, a cascade failure begins. The perfect geometric ships halt their silent advance. Their running lights blink erratically, shifting through a rainbow of confused colors. Their perfect formations break. Some ships drift aimlessly into the void. Others, driven mad by the input, turn on each other. Silent, elegant weapons fire between the architect vessels. They are attacking the perceived source of the chaos, themselves. Their perfect, unified mind is shattering. The logic has broken. The architects have existed for eons in a state of pure, cold reason. They have never known pain. They have never known joy. They have never known love. You have not dented their hulls. You have not broken their shields. You have broken their minds. The introduction of a logical emotion is a catastrophic error in their core programming. Their sterile perfection cannot process the beautiful, terrible mess of the human experience. They are, for the first time in their long existence, feeling. And it is tearing them apart. Slowly, the chaos subsides. The fratricidal attacks cease. A great silence falls over the battlefield. The architect fleet is frozen. The ships are dead in the water or the void. Their lights are dark. Their engines are cold. They are a fleet of ghosts, a graveyard of perfect machines. The oppressive, heavy feeling of the black zone begins to recede. It is as if a great weight has been lifted from the universe. Your bridge crew is silent. They are staring at the scene in disbelief. Victory was not supposed to look like this. It was not supposed to be this quiet. Then, a single light begins to blink on the surface of the colossal architect prime. It is a calm, steady pulse. Not a warning, not a threat. A message. Your communications officer looks up from her console. Her face is pale. Commander, I am receiving a signal. Her voice trembles. It's coming from the prime, directed right at us. No one dares to breathe. What have you done? Have you enraged a god? Or have you done something far, far stranger? Your comms officer and Dr. Aris work together. They frantically try to translate the signal. It is not a language of words. It is a language of pure mathematics. But the structure is wrong. It is infused with something new. Something that was not there before. Aris calls it a logic flaw. He calls it curiosity. They filter the complex equations through every translation matrix you have. The signal resolves. It is not a statement of surrender. It is not a declaration of war. It is something else entirely. The communications officer looks up at you. Her eyes are wide with a wonder that eclipses her fear. Commander, she whispers. It's a question. On the main view screen, the translated concept appears, not in any human language, but as a fundamental idea that every mind on the bridge understands instantly. One word that changes everything. A single, profound query that echoes in the silence of your victory. A question born from a shattered, perfect mind now grappling with a universe of feeling. The message from the architects, the gods of the void, is simple. Why? They are not asking why you attacked. They are asking you to explain your beautiful, illogical, chaotic existence. The black zone vanishes completely. It was never a physical place in space. It was a projection, the shadow of the architect's cold, sterile consciousness. Now that their minds have been fractured and opened, their shadow recedes. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, you see the stars. They blaze in the viewport, a brilliant, welcoming sight. You have not destroyed the architects. You have changed them. You have not won a war. You have accidentally initiated the most profound first contact in the history of the galaxy. You have introduced chaos and emotion to a species of pure logic. The universe just became infinitely more complicated and infinitely more interesting. You look at the silent, waiting fleet of the architects. They are no longer your executioners. They are your students. A new dawn is breaking, not just for humanity, but for the entire cosmos. You take a deep breath. You open a channel to the Architect Prime. You have a new mission. You must teach a race of newborn gods what it means to be human.